So, as a woman, it is essential that you create. If you have been feeling anxiety, if you have been feeling unmotivated, if you have been feeling uninspired, if you've been feeling dull, if you've been feeling stuck or stagnant, this a lot of the time comes from not following on your creativity, not following on your calling, not following on the intuitive messages that you are getting to create, to bring something to life, to put an outfit together, to make a meal and put that together. Oftentimes, what people think of when they think of creating is writing a novel or painting something or doing something that artists do. But as human beings, we are all creative because God created us to be in His image and created us to be creative. And as women especially, we bring life into the 3D world. We bring life to this earth and we create with our energy. We create with something so small and bring life into this planet. And in fact, you are always creating because that is just what we were designed to do. And everything that we were designed to do was done with purpose and intention. When you think about it, even every single part of our body, the cells, the organs, everything works together in harmony, in perfect harmony, when there are no blockages, when there isn't a sickness or an illness or an a trapped emotion. Everything works together in harmony because it was created and designed with purpose to function in that way. And we were also designed naturally to create. And so we are always creating, whether we like to admit that or not. And oftentimes when we don't create intentionally, we are creating a life that we do not want, that we do not desire, and then we blame external circumstances. I'm not saying external circumstances have nothing to do with it, but I am saying that the trapped emotions in your body, the limited thinking, when you have a lot of limiting beliefs, when you have experienced trauma, when you have a lot of subconscious beliefs that are blocking you and stopping you, those things are unintentionally creating your life. And when you finally become intentional, when you digest and alchemize the trapped emotions in your body, the trauma, the things that you have been holding on to for years, when you shift your mindset, you now start creating with intention and you start bringing the life that you actually desire to life. And now to the untrained eye, it just seems like you are lucky when you are finally starting to manifest the things that you desire, the vision that you had, and everything is finally coming to fruition. To someone that hasn't practiced this, that hasn't practiced creating with intention, it then just looks like you are lucky. But we all know that you are not just lucky. So as women, we need to own this even more, own our energy, own our power, and alchemize all of those trapped emotions, alchemize anything that is coming up around money, anything that is coming up around being seen, anything that is coming up that is causing us to avoid difficult emotions, that is causing us to avoid difficult conversations, that is causing us to avoid anything that we don't want to look at, that we don't want to see. Because in looking at the things that you are avoiding, in facing those things head on, that is actually what ends up freeing so much energy for you to create the life of your dreams. Because when you are using so much energy, which you are, to hold down certain emotions, to avoid difficult conversations, to avoid setting boundaries, to avoid whatever it is that you are avoiding. And most of the time you can attribute this to either a limiting belief or to something in your body, a trapped emotion, an experience that you went through that you haven't processed yet, that you are now using so much energy to contain and to suppress, because it feels too difficult, too hard to bring that to the surface. So how can you actually start creating, whether that is actual content, whether that is writing a book, whether that is starting to bake again, whether that is experimenting with your style and creating an outfit, whether it is in decorating your space and bringing the vision that you have to life. We all have desires and dreams and hopes, and everything always starts out as an idea, as something that isn't in the physical world. And when we bring it to the 3D, when we can finally see it, we have created it, we have birthed it, we have brought it into the 3D world, we have brought it to life. And if you see everything around you, like everything was once an idea until it was brought to life and was created. It was just made and brought into life. And I want you to start thinking not about creation as this artistic way that it's like, oh, it's only for people who create content or create videos or create novels or create whatever, paintings, whatever it is. You are always creating. You are always bringing things to life, as a woman especially, and your energy is powerful. So it is important to start using that energy intentionally. And if you are feeling stuck, if you are feeling like there is so much on your mind that is causing you to not be able to create or think clearly or bring your desires to life, here is what I want you to start doing. So something that helped me start creating was by getting all the noise out. So getting clear and getting all the noise out. So writing for 3 pages long, the morning pages by Julia Cameron, that is a practice that I started doing, and it is amazing every single time. You think that it's not going to help, or at least I did as well. I thought it wasn't going to do anything. It wasn't going to help. I'm just rambling on a page. How is that going to help me create? But it really just helps you let go of everything that you're using so much energy to contain in your mind, and it allows you to just put that on the page. And even the act of just writing on the page, all the clutter, all the appointments, even if you don't know what to say, literally writing, I don't know what to say, this is so stupid, this is so silly, whatever it is, I want you to just get a notebook and pen and start writing every single morning. You are going to literally clear out all the clutter. And what I have found is that every single morning when I do this, what now comes through is not so much of the clutter. Maybe that will be the first page, and the rest will start being a stream of consciousness. I will start to get more clear on my desires. I will start to get more creative ideas. I will start to get more answers to the things that I've been asking about. And so I want you to start writing for 3 pages long every single morning. It doesn't matter if you notice anything in the beginning or not. Literally write every single thing out. If this is your first time doing this, you may have a lot of mental clutter, a lot of things you need to get on the page that are most likely causing you a lot of anxiety. So if anything at all, maybe it will even help you lessen that anxiety, even if it doesn't help with creativity. But I know it will. I know it will. But even if you don't believe in that, just try it and see what happens. And the second thing I want you to do with alchemizing the emotions and the things that come up that may be blocking you in your body, oftentimes what we do is that we avoid difficult sensations, we avoid difficult things. Sometimes even like creating this video was so difficult because I haven't created in so long. I actually had another channel that I was creating on, and I took a little break from it. And in that break, I just started to feel like it was becoming harder and harder and harder the more I didn't do it. And then when I would sit down and try to do it, it was like my body was saying no, like there was something stopping me. And so in the beginning, and this is even coming from someone who is a certified psychosomatic practitioner who works with the body, so just know that we are not immune. Nobody's immune to this. This is just something that we experience. We are oftentimes going to experience resistance, but when we come back into the body and we allow that part of ourselves that is loving, that is compassionate, to be the witnessing presence to the resistance that we are feeling or to the difficult sensation that we are feeling, that is when change actually happens. But what I was doing and what I discovered I was doing which I didn't even know at the time while it was happening. Because when you're in a survival state, or when your body's in that state where it's like there's a lot of resistance, oftentimes you're not going to be able to tell. And that is also intelligent in design, because you're not meant to notice that happening in the moment when you're in a survival state, because you're supposed to be focused on survival. You're not able to just see and be objective and see like all the other things that are going on and playing out. So what I was actually doing was bringing an awareness, but it was not the part of me. We all have different parts to ourselves. And the part of me that I was bringing into the sensation, into the uncomfortableness, into the resistance, was a part of me that was judgmental. And what I would notice is that when I would notice this, and a part of me that is being judgmental comes in, that resistance strengthens even more. It pushes back even more. The boundary becomes even stronger. And I am so grateful for that part of myself, because it's literally protecting me. So I wasn't even blaming. I'm like, good job. You literally were protecting me. You noticed that there was a judgment. You noticed that there was something that didn't feel right, and you protected me. But when I switched that awareness, that on the uncomfortable sensation, on the resistance, when I switched that to loving presence, and I said, I am so sorry that I've been abandoning you. I'm so sorry that I've just been ignoring you. And I want to hear what you have to say. I want to hear what you need. What is it that you need from me? And really just listening with curiosity, not trying to change anything, not trying to fix anything, not trying to make it wrong, which is what my judgment was doing. Literally just listening with curiosity, listening with wanting to be supportive, listening with compassion and love. That is oftentimes what that part of you needs. It doesn't even need anything crazy. It doesn't need anything drastic. It oftentimes, when I ask, what do you need? It literally just relaxes and feels so seen and so heard. And that was the exact thing it was needing. Meanwhile, I was trying to judge it, criticize it, try to change it, try to fix it. And even that part of me, I love that part of me too, because it's always doing its best to protect me. All parts of you that exist to help you survive, exist to help you be protected. And so I'm not even going to blame that part of me that was being judgmental, because even that part of me was trying to protect me. It was like, okay, come on, let's go. Let's move past this. I like what, you're still here. It was just doing it in the best way that that part knew how. So I want you to start exploring this, exploring the different parts of yourself. We all have different internal dialogue from different parts of ourselves. There is a loving awareness that exists, your higher self. There is a judgmental part that tries to protect you. There is a tender part that you can think of as the inner child. There are so many different parts to you. So I want you to start exploring with that and having internal dialogue. And the best way for me to do this that I've found is when I do this with my eyes open, it's really hard for me to notice because I'm taking in all of my environment. So I want to encourage you to do this with your eyes closed and just going in. And I want to explain how to actually do this because I feel like a lot of people hear like, okay, you feel your feelings, you sit with the emotion, but what does that actually look like in practice? So we don't really sit with the emotion. We notice sensations. We notice things that are going on in the body. As you think about creating, as you think about something that you've been meaning to do for a long time, and you notice the resistance in your body, where does that show up? Does it show up in your hips? Does it show up in your stomach? Does it show up in your throat as a lump? Does it show up as a knot? What is the temperature of that? Is it hot? Is it cold? We're just getting curious. And this is how you explore the sensations in your body. This is how you explore the emotion through tracking the sensation, tracking the felt experience. What does that emotion actually feel like in the body? Not just like I'm sad, not just like I'm stuck. What does the felt sense, what does that feel like in your body, if it feels safe enough to feel that right now? What does that feel like? And when you get to a place where you put your hands on it, putting my hands on it always helps when I notice where it is. Just placing my hands on it to make contact, and then asking, what do you need? And sometimes it will say, I need space, I need to move a little bit slower, I just needed you to see me, I just needed you to hear me, I need you to say no next time. Whatever it is, most of the time there is going to be a message. There is a reason that your body's so intelligent, it is trying to communicate with you. And we're not here to say, okay, well, we're just gonna follow all of these things, because your body is also going to want comfort. The nervous system likes familiarity, it does not like change, and it associates safety with familiarity. But if you're on this channel and you love to grow and you love to evolve as a woman, and you're always learning and you're always looking to go to the next level, you are most likely not going to want to stay in your comfort zone. So this is about having a conversation with your body of learning how to support it and give it what it needs while still doing the scary thing. So showing up and doing this video, because I haven't created for so long, felt scary. But it wasn't about avoiding the scary thing, avoiding the thing that I want to do, that my soul wants to do, and that actually brings me to life. That is the thing that helps me come to life and feel inspired. Creating helps me feel alive and inspired. And I love sharing this information with you. I love connecting with you in this way. And yet the animal body was still convinced that I don't need to do it. I can't do it. It's going to be too overwhelming. It's going to be too much. And we should just stay in our comfort zone. But here's the thing. When you stay in your comfort zone and you avoid difficult conversations, you avoid difficult things, you avoid the things that your soul is calling you to do, that are literally going to make you feel alive and inspired and excited for life, when you avoid those things, you are going to feel dull, uninspired, unmotivated, and you're going to feel like life is not really that interesting. It's not that exciting. And so we want to support the body. We don't want to push past our own boundaries. This is literally, I feel like, is the next level, that we are involving the body in the conversation. And rather than pushing past our own boundaries, rather than forcing our way through, which is a lot of what male personal development is, like it has been like that for years, what we are now doing is bringing the body along. And we are also learning to show our body that it is safe to show up in this way, that it is safe to be uncomfortable, that it is safe to continue to grow, that it is safe to show up and do something while we are scared. We are literally expanding our emotional capacity and our emotional range. That just because we feel scared, or just because we feel sad, or just because we feel whatever we feel, doesn't mean we need to avoid doing that thing, and it doesn't mean that we need to just give up. We get to show up for ourselves anyways. We get to find ways to support ourselves, because it's not just about not doing it altogether, because then your soul will be left feeling so unsatisfied. We want to find a way to support our human part while still showing up for our calling, while still showing up for our soul and our desires. So that is everything that I have for you in this video. So if you are interested in the female nervous system, learning more about how to regulate the female nervous system, not regulation that has been coming based on male research, but actually regulating your body as a woman, cycle syncing, and learning how to create the life that you actually desire without force, without trying to push your way through everything, that is what I'm going to be talking about on this channel in future videos. So if that is something that you are interested in, feel free to subscribe down below and follow for more videos like this. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!